Thank you for joining me here this evening. The time is currently 9 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a tornado warning storm near Ainsworth, Nebraska. This is a brand new, actually now it's a tornado on the ground, so law enforcement has confirmed the tornado 8 miles west of Ainsworth, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. If you're included in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and away from windows. This is our second tornado of the day, I believe. This is, again, a very dangerous situation where we've got a populated town here. You could even make the case that this is a little small city in the path of this tornado. So, again, if you know anybody in this area, you need to give them a call or text. Again, this is a very dangerous situation if you are included in this tornado warning here. This is a tornado warning going out for portions of Highway 20. If you're traveling along Highway 20 in between Johnstown and Long Pine, Nebraska, you need to get off and find a more substantial structure to get into. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up Stream Chat. If anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below. I'll try to answer them accurately and honestly. But again, this is not good. We have a tornado on the ground. Very impressive supercell, I might add. This is a very classic hook echo shape here that we have. Got clear inflow going into the storm. We've even got like a rear flank downdraft indicative of RFD surge. So this is obviously a very, very dangerous storm here. And again, if you're included in this tornado warning, you need to get to your safe spot. What's up, Mr. Strom? What's up, Emmanuel? Again, this is a tornado on the ground now near Ainsworth, Nebraska. So, again, if you're in this area, we need you to seek shelter immediately. Yeah, I mean, this definitely is a textbook supercell, to say the least. So again, this tornado, if it was on the ground back here, then it would have went right through the Johnstown area. So let's hope that it hasn't been on the ground for that long. Luckily, I don't think that it has, but there is the very real chance. So again, if you're in this area, please, please, please get underground if you can. If you can't get underground, you need to get on the lowest floor of an interior room of your building that you're in. So, again, we have a tornado on the ground now for anybody just now tuning in Nebraska. This is a tornado warning going out for portions of Brown County here. This is central Brown County we're worried about. So let's talk about who's in and who's out. Ainsworth, Johnstown, you're in. You need to seek shelter. Johnstown, we can give you the all clear at this point, but Ainsworth, you need to stay in your safe spot. People that are out Long Pine, down towards the Highway 7 area, like Raven and Johnson's Corner, you guys are good. We're concerned about areas to the north of you, though. Again, unfortunately, the county seat here is the town that had to be in the track of this tornadic thunderstorm here, which, again, is actively producing a tornado. So you need to get to your safe spot right now if you are out here. Again, this is a vital situation. Again, this is an emergency situation. In addition to a tornado, this storm is also producing large hail up to ping pong ball size. So again, you gotta get to your safe spot now. What's up, James? Again, very dangerous tornado here, about to cross Highway 7 south of Ainsworth, Nebraska. Hopefully this tornado misses Ainsworth, but just in case, we need you guys in Ainsworth to be in your tornado safe spot, because radar's been wrong before. If this, radar beam that we're seeing here is even, just a few miles off, then that would put this directly in the town of Ainsworth, Nebraska. So again, please, please, please take shelter if you're in Ainsworth, especially to the south of Ainsworth, though. That's the even more vital area, obviously, that we're watching. So again, if you know anybody that may be traveling along Highway 7 in between Ainsworth and, we'll say Ainsworth and even all the way down to Raven, let them know that they need to get off because this is a tornado on the ground. Raven's probably good, but there's just no other towns that I could have pointed out here to say for my, where I'm talking about location-wise. But anyway, again, if you're just now joining us, tornado on the ground in central Brown County. Again, this is not good. Again, very classic looking supercell. I mean, we've got a hook echo, we've got ourselves inflow, we've got, again, that RFD surge, or sorry, the rear flank downdraft with some RFD surge. Again, very dangerous storm right now in Brown County. So again, please, please, please get to that tornado safe spot. I'm going to kind of track out this tornado so that everybody down the line knows where this is, heading for, if it's going to hit them and when it's going to hit them. So let's kind of drag things out here. We'll say that we'll go out to like here. So this was moving, what's up, Gooseman? Where was this moving at? Southeast at 20. So really, I don't think there's any towns out here though. Yeah, so I mean, there's no towns for me to point out in the immediate vicinity, but if we go a little bit further out here, we can see that in Inez, you're going to be in the path of this storm in like 2.5 hours, but all the other areas, luckily, out here are extremely rural, so yeah, make sure to share the stream rather, because people need to know about this. All right, post this on social media. Even if you don't know anybody living out here in Ainsworth, you may know somebody that knows somebody, okay? So it's one of those situations where just please get the word out. It helps out more than you could ever know. Again, there may be people out here that don't get cable or that don't have cell service, so they don't get that wireless emergency alert. There's a good chance of that, all right? So we need to let them know what's going on. So please send them this live stream. Let them know what's happening. This is a very dangerous storm, and, you know, this is Nebraska. This is tornado territory. So there's going to be people thinking, "Oh, I'm alright. I lived in Ainsworth for 59 years, and I've never had a tornado warning where there was actually a tornado." Well, this is the one. Again, this is a law enforcement confirmed tornado. This looks like a damaging tornado to me. So again, please get to that tornado safe spot now. Very dangerous storm here, guys. And I don't see this stopping anytime soon. It's in a semi-discreet environment here. We've got enough cape and wind shear to keep this supercell alive for quite a while. So this is problematic. What's up, random Texan guy? Again, if you're just now tuning in, tornado on the ground near Ainsworth, Nebraska. We should see an extension for this tornado warning soon. Again, this is a hot start to the stream here. Sorry last stream was so short, I did not mean for that, but this stream will not be that short. This stream will likely be a couple of hours long, actually, because we are in for a rough, long night, guys. We are expecting a potentially a mesoscale convective system to sweep through portions of Iowa here, bringing destructive winds and tornadoes to areas that have already seen that over the past few days, multiple times. So, you know, it's just one of those things where we've got to let everybody know that it's not over, all right? Again, get the word out, share this on social media, send this to whoever you think might need to know. Again, dangerous storm to say the least. Incredibly dangerous storm. Wait, what the heck is going on? Is my... Oh, never mind. That's on my end. It looked like my aspect ratio was broken, but it's not. So again, if you're just now joining us, we do have a tornado on the ground in central Brown County, Nebraska. Our tornado would be located to the south of Sandridge and southwest of Ainsworth. When will I get a weather job? I have no idea. But, again, this is a dangerous situation because we have a town that, you know, has a few thousand people just to the north of this tornado here. So, apparently, Chief reported that they spotted a tornado on the ground 8 miles west of Ainsworth, moving to the southeast. So that report was sent in just to the southeast of Johnstown. And again, if this tornado was on the ground back then, it would have went right through Johnstown. So we gotta hope that's not the case. Possible debris on reflectivity, I doubt it though. Yeah, I don't think that's debris. I think that's just a area of high precipitation. So, again, you need to let people know what's going on out here. Quickly update the severe warning counter. So again, that's your tornado. I mean, again, this is a very dangerous storm here. That is a nasty supercell. Alright, thank you, random Texan guy. Again, any way you can get the word out, please do it. We have a dangerous tornado on the ground right now, southwest of Ainsworth, Nebraska. Holy crap. Again, if you know anybody out here in this area, if you know anybody in, you know, even anywhere in the Midwest tonight, you might want to let them know what's going on. Share them this stream, because storms like this are going to be occurring multiple times tonight, alright? I can't guarantee that we're going to see anything else like this again, exactly like this, but we're going to see severe storms and maybe even a couple more tornadoes later tonight in parts of eastern Nebraska, back into Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. So just, you know, let people know. If you know anybody that might not know that this is going on that needs to know. So again, this is it looks more impressive every radar scan. A very dangerous tornado, to say the least. We may get to use our PDS tornado layout for the first time. I'm not hoping for that, but I'm saying it's a possibility. I just want to make that clear. I don't want to make it sound like I'm excited to do that. But again, that is a very concerning look right now. I do not, Sam. So, again, the time is now 9:11 p.m., and we are watching an ongoing tornado southwest of Ainsworth, Nebraska, travel southeastward. We're probably going to see an extension of this tornado warning here soon, and we'll see if they put it at PDS or not. I doubt they will, just because the radar imagery here doesn't look like anything insane other than the reflectivity. The reflectivity looks nuts, though. I mean, this is a classic looking supercell. There we go. So they went ahead and extended that tornado warning out. They pushed it down to radar indicated. Okay, so they no longer have confidence that this is a tornado on the ground, but this is still a radar indicated tornado threat. I think the reason they're pushing it down to radar indicated is just because it has been a while since it was confirmed. But that does include Raven. That also includes portions of Highway 7 in between Raven and Ainsworth. So get to your tornado safe spot. This is now for East Central Brown County. Again, we very well could still have a tornado on the ground with this. In fact, the cell looks more impressive to me now than whenever that tornado report was sent in, but there's no confirmation of that, so we're going to put it back down to tornado warning in Nebraska. If you see me reaching over like this, it's just to mess with the stream. But again, this is a very, very dangerous supercell, guys. So again, if you're just not tuning in, we previously had a tornado on the ground near Ainsworth, Nebraska. Now, a radar-indicated tornado warning going out for east central portions of Brown County. Includes portions of Highway 7 in between Raven and Ainsworth. It does include Raven. Ainsworth, at this point, you're good. You're just going to get some hail, most likely. No, this is the second tornado of the night. We had a very strong tornado in Indiana earlier, actually. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued along the Ohio River for portions of southern Illinois and western Kentucky there. 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. But, again, very dangerous storm here. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. Gosh, this is a weird look. I don't know what to make of this. Hopefully this is a sign of weakening. But that is just a very weird radar scan. I don't know what to make of that. I think that's probably a sign of weakening here. But I'll tell you what, you're definitely going to see some heavy rain if you get hit by that. You're in Lincoln, Nebraska. Should you be worried? I don't think you should be worried, but I think you should be prepared. We're definitely going to see some storms around the Lincoln area. We may see some storms in the Lincoln area. You're in the 2 out of 5 risk. You're in the slight risk for severe weather according to the Storm Prediction Center, which usually means that you're going to have some scattered severe thunderstorms, at least in your area, if you don't get anything. We'll go ahead and take a look at one of our weather models here. If we go ahead and push this a few hours out, we can see that Lincoln, for the most part, stays dry according to this model until maybe tomorrow evening, right? So 6, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., you may have to look out for some storms tomorrow evening, but other than that, you should be good according to this model. If we take a look at one of our other weather models here, look out into the future, we can see this storm here, this model here shows maybe some storms getting closer to the Omaha area, but nothing really for Lincoln tonight. And then, unfortunately, it's not done loading its new scan yet, so we can't see the rest of the future track there. But you get the point. Strong tour. That is a concerning look. We can't call it a strong tour, though. We don't even have confirmation this is on the ground anymore, do we? Am I missing something? Yeah, no problem, Amy. Am I missing something? Is there a tornado on the ground still? Just let me know. But I don't think we have a tornado on the ground anymore, at least not a confirmed one. Yeah, that was on the ground, and again, that's the same storm that we're talking about, but again, we can't confirm that that's on the ground anymore. Is there something I'm missing? Because there's been multiple people saying this is on the ground and that it's strong. What is going on? Let me look at Twitter. Sorry, X. Excuse me. Somebody just let me know if I'm missing something here. But to my knowledge, we can't confirm that this is on the ground. So, I'm going to treat it as if it's not a tornado on the ground. But if you have proof that it's on the ground, again, send it in. Let me know where you're seeing that. But again, either way, if you're in central or east central Brown County at this point, you need to be in your safe spot, no doubt about it. Storm Chaser you watched? What Storm Chaser were you watching? Oh, yeah, I mean, this definitely, deserves a tornado warning, but I'm just wondering if this is confirmed that it's on the ground or not. Because I haven't seen anything other than that one report. And again, that was, over 20 minutes ago. Freddie McKinney is showing that? Okay. Maybe there is one on the ground then. What is this? That's contamination. It's gotta be. But apparently we have a strong tornado on the ground. My flagpole is already, back. It's already back up. We fixed it. Well, I didn't do anything. I can't really say we, but it's fixed. By the way, these numbers of power outages are insane across this swath. Well, we have hundreds of thousands of customers, most likely, without power right now across Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina. Ryan Scholl saw it as well? Okay. Again, if there was a report of it, I would believe it. If there was a report of a strong tornado. I'm just saying I haven't seen anything like that yet. But again, this is definitely the kind of supercell that could produce a strong tornado, so I'd believe it. Gosh, I hope that doesn't mean that this is a debris signature. There's no way it was, because there's nothing even out here to pick up, but... And the CC is not showing anything, so... But again, if people like Ryan Scholl and Freddie McKinney are saying that it's on the ground, then I'm gonna assume that it's on the ground. Yeah, not quite as significant though, Amy. Hopefully it doesn't destroy your county. Don't think anything should destroy any counties in the near future. If we do have a tornado, it would be crossing Highway 7 right now. Literally just this one supercell. That's the only thing that we have out here in the plains right now. So it's in a discrete environment, obviously. But, and later we're going to be dealing with more of a damaging wind threat when we kind of enter the Midwest. Well, yeah, I know Barrow was way worse, but I'm saying the power outage numbers are a little worse. Obviously, Barrow was way, way worse, but the power outage is, I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Ryan Scholl's heading there on the highway. Is he on Highway 20, Highway 7, or Highway 183? He could be on any of those right now. What does my hand look so big? I don't know. So again, if you're just not joining us, we may have a tornado on the ground right now near Ainsworth, Nebraska. If we do, it would be south of Ainsworth along Highway 7 in between Ainsworth and the Raven area. Almost directly in between there. Raven's not really a town. It's a few buildings, it looks like, but that's like the only population center I can point out here. You think 7, but you're not sure? Okay. I don't know. Even as a storm chaser, I would not want to be traveling on Highway 7 during this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a storm chaser, but I'm saying if I was. What am I yapping about tonight? But yeah, I mean, at the very least, we'd have a tornado on the ground a little bit closer to the Johntown Sand Ridge area. Check on Ryan's stream. Alright. Whenever you said Ryan, I thought you meant Ryan Hall, and I was like, Ryan Hall's not live. But anyway. Again, this is the supercell that we're watching for the most part. We're not really looking at anything else too closely right now. Alright. So again, we have 2 tornado warnings, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. A lot of our severe warnings, actually, I mean, we can't really say a lot, but half of them are in South Carolina. We do have a localized severe weather outbreak ongoing here, which is a little unexpected, by the way. New tornado warning now, actually. New tornado warning for Brown County once more. Still radar indicated. But tornado warning now in effect for East Central Brown County once again. So if you're in this area, we need you to seek shelter. 3 tornado warnings for this one storm here. And they're all in the same county, too. To me, this looks like a weakening cell. I really doubt this is still a tornado on the ground. But we may have briefly had a strong tornado. Anyway. Again, if you're in this specific spot here, this specific corridor, you may be under 3 tornado warnings at once. In between Ainsworth and Raven there. Dang it. Trying to mess with the title, sorry. Alrighty. So again, if you're now joining us, we have an ongoing tornado. Storm chasers are calling it a bogus report. There's no tornado. There may not be any more, but there was one at one point. So, anyway. We'll keep watching this storm here as it continues to be tornado warned. The new tornado warning is not really an extension. It's just an extension of the time that it'll go out for. But it already had, 34 minutes, so I'm not sure why they did that. This is another North Platte interesting screw-up moment. It's okay. I'd rather have one storm have 3 tornado warnings than have a tornado have no tornado warnings. Ryan's heading south and he's in the new warning. He's along Highway 7 then. Most likely, if he's still on the highway. Again, it's still a pretty classic-looking Supercell. Again, we've got RFD surge, we've got a rear flank downdraft, we've got a hook echo inflow. I mean, every characteristic here with your Supercell. And this doesn't have anything to do with the tornado, but in the middle of the Supercell, we usually do see large hail. Okay. So again, if you're just now joining us, tornado warning has been issued for Brown County, Nebraska. No tornado warning where I am. Scares me because I'm used to it, because I'll be making food and watching movies. Yeah, but I mean, if you just stay tuned into the stream, we're going to be live here for a little bit. Covering tornado warnings all over the place. So if there is one for your area, we'll let you know. Check Ryan's location. Alright, sounds good. Again, this is just ridiculous. We don't need 3 tornado warnings for one storm. Under no circumstances should that ever happen, unless it's like different National Weather Service offices. Let alone, like, especially not in the same county here. That is just stupid. Again, I understand why the second one was issued. It's to extend the area included in it. But the third one was completely unnecessary because it covered the exact same area, and the other warning still had time left before it expired, so I don't understand. Did not add any new groundbreaking information. No new information at all, in fact. Don't ask me. So, while we're here, might as well identify... what did I just do? Okay, warning on the backside expired, by the way. While we're here, I guess I could go ahead and teach the characteristics of a supercell, because this is a really good one to look at to do it, a very good one. So, what's happening here, where we've got kind of this little poke into the storm here, that is inflow going into the storm, right? And sometimes that can be indicative of some rotation. That also ends up creating this hook feature that we see on the radar, this big area where it bulges out. That's what we call the hook echo. That's usually where a tornado would be located in a supercell like this. This right here is called the rear flank downdraft. The reason that's there is because we have RFD surge going into the storm. See this area where there's lower precip? Once again, just like the inflow, that means that there's most likely some form of, again, RFD surge wind going in there, which again creates this feature. So that's kind of what some of the things we look at on reflectivity to determine if there's a tornado on the ground or not, or if there's the chance of one being on the ground. Just kind of, life lesson there. We're all the way down to 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. New one has been issued, though, so 3. Again, sometimes when it does the disappearing trick, it does the alert sound twice, but other times it doesn't. It makes no sense, but he's near the purple part. That would be where our hail is located. So, just FYI, that purple stuff in there is either always an extremely heavy downpour, in some very strong tornadoes it's debris, or usually what it is hail. Again, in this instance it's hail, up to ping pong ball size, actually golf ball size now, I guess, but anyway. Okay, this is when I'd say the Supercell looked most impressive to me, right before it did whatever this is. Then it kind of lost steam. This is not a feature that we usually see with impressive supercells, but this is nonetheless a very photogenic storm, obviously, on the reflectivity anyway. I don't know, this looks like a pretty impressive scan too, though, but there's not as much of a clear rear flank downdraft because less RFD surge. That was a terrible arrow. By the way, this storm also had a history of even producing lime-sized hail back up towards the Sparks area. That is from Kiapaha County in the southwest part where that report was sent in. Yeah, alright, so this storm's tornado potential has decreased dramatically, luckily, so we can probably kind of let go of our coverage of that storm from now on, at least for a little while here. We'll watch it every now and then just to see if it recycles, but let's kind of switch our focus here over to this Kentucky-Illinois border storm, just because I think that if we do see another storm that produces damaging winds or a tornado, this one has the greatest chance. And you may be saying, well, how can you know? You didn't even look at radar yet whenever you said that. Well, this is the area where we have the greatest severe weather ingredients, in my opinion, for us to see, again, damaging winds and tornadoes with this storm, right? We got Cape, we got wind shear, we got everything that this storm needs to produce a tornado. The thing that's stopping it right now partially is the not really discrete environment that it's in, and also the wind shear, while there, is pretty limited. So those are some of the things that's stopping it. If it overcomes those factors, then we could have a serious problem on our hands. But for right now, it's just a severe thunderstorm. Really, the precipitation is pretty light. Not light, but it's definitely not super heavy. But 60-mile-an-hour winds and maybe some quarter-sized hail. It is pretty close to the radar site, so that may be one of the reasons that it looks like that. Then the second greatest storm chance to produce a tornado that we have right now, I'd say, is the Clarksville storm, but that's probably just going to be a damaging wind threat. And then a storm, the least likely one out of all of our severe storms would be this one in South Carolina. This one has a 0% tornado threat, I'd say. It's not even really a storm, it's severe thunder showers, really. Tons of lightning, tons of thunder, but not really as heavy rain. Usually whenever we have lighter rainfall, we call it thunder shower instead of a thunderstorm. But anyway. So again, our storm here in Kentucky is near Paducah, just off to the west of Paducah. Right on top of the radar site, actually. And this area just got hit by storm after storm after storm, so they're also under a flash flood warning. So if you're in this area, turn around, don't drown. This is a flash flood warning going out for portions of Ballard County in western Kentucky, most of Ballard County, or actually the entirety of Ballard County. And then we have another flash flood warning behind it for southwestern Pulaski County in southern Illinois. So... yeah, this cell, I have no idea what it's doing at this point. Like, the hook echo is just a rain shower at this point. And outside of that, we just have a severe thunderstorm, not a tornadic thunderstorm. So I think you should get rid of the tornado warnings for this and just add a severe thunderstorm warning on it. They'll wait a few more minutes, I imagine, just to see if it recycles or something, but... yeah. So my thoughts on that situation there. That whole thing. And this is one of the rare times where we're too close to the radar site to really get to see a storm. Usually it's the opposite. By the way, this little guy here in western Kentucky, he's trying to hook out, it looks like, so we'll watch him. But yeah, it looks like he's gonna struggle because one, it's not really in a discrete environment, kind of the same thing we said with this cell. And two, again, there's wind shear there, but not a ton. Three, this cell is really, again, this kind of goes along with the discrete thing, but this cell's really a part of a bigger storm here. So these storms are kind of fighting each other, they're losing juice. Yeah, they steal each other's atmospheric ingredients that you need for tornadoes, and in the end, neither one of them win. I kind of like to think of it as watching Iron Man movies. You know, what's better? One guy's making the case for Iron Man 2, one guy's making the case for Iron Man 3. Either way, neither of them win. This is a 70 dBz storm, which is usually indicative of some lime-sized hail, but it's only warned for golf ball. It has a history of producing lime, but golf ball it is. In recent history, it has only produced golf ball, so fair enough. But, oh, this wasn't even from this storm. This is from another storm 5 hours ago. The lime-sized hail report was, apparently. So now I look silly for earlier saying that was from this storm, don't I? I don't know what's going on with this. I think if this storm continues to show whatever this is, it's going to completely die out. And I'm not just talking about the tornado threat. It looks like a cell merger, and it looks like the cell merger is killing it. But again, it was originally part of what looked to be the hook echo, and it's... what really happened I think... so... we had our hook echo, right? It was all healthy. And then this popped up. This looks like a part of the hook echo. I think it's actually a rain shower that's popped up. And it's continuing to kill this storm here. Not just in terms of its tornado threat, but if you look, the hail core also, I guess it's kind of the same, but I don't know. At the very least, it'll prevent this storm from producing a tornado if it continues to look like that. And significant RFD surge, though, it looks like. So we'll see. And they'll keep the tornado warning going here for a little bit as a precautionary measure, obviously, but... while we're here, let's go and talk about our event for today, our enhanced risk, really our tonight event. Okay, let's look from the NAM. So, interestingly enough, the models have been switching up what they're saying all day. There's not been any agreements at all between any of the models. It's been pretty messy, so this is a very, very rough guess of what's going to happen. But to be fair, we're getting closer and closer to the event. The models are agreeing each other with each other a little bit more over the past few hours, so we're starting to narrow down on what's going to happen, but it's still not rock solid, right? So by midnight, we start to see some actual supercells start to pop up here, maybe in northeastern Nebraska. So it's going to take a while. It will. But by 1, 2 a.m., those explode, and they ride kind of the interstate, the areas in between Interstate 80 and Highway 20 here. And then by 3, 4 a.m., those kind of enter and exit the Omaha area. 5, 6 a.m., those are rolling through areas south of Des Moines. 7, 8 a.m., those are starting to enter portions of kind of the tri-state area of Iowa, Illinois, and Missouri. And by that point, we're talking about tomorrow. According to the Storm Prediction Center, tomorrow starts whenever the hour hits 7 a.m. And again, they should weaken out. And by tomorrow's event, all right, by 6 p.m., the NAM is saying that we're going to see storms pop up in south central Nebraska, 7-8, forms into a massive cluster of storms going all across southeast Nebraska, right? Omaha, Lincoln, Fremont, Columbus, Madison, Beatrice. It's saying all you guys will get storms at the same time. By 9 p.m., that takes a line formation here, and we see kind of a line of storms going all the way from southwestern Kansas back up towards the Iowa-Nebraska state line. I do think that we're going to see a high-end damaging wind threat here, and we'll see if they push that enhanced risk a little further southwest. It's a possibility, but as you can see, the line actually looks much smoother up here than it does back down in this area, which is part of the reason I imagine that they are keeping the enhanced risk looking like this. And then by 10, 11 p.m. tomorrow night, again, we're going to continue to see a massive bow echo, really, going from northeast Kansas back into portions of southeast South Dakota. I mean, it's a huge bow echo here. And that'll kind of be at the Des Moines area by then. Midnight, it's, past Des Moines, 1, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., entering the tri-state area once again, just like our last system of Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri. And it's been like that for the past few days. We're in this pattern where we see wildfires in the west, we got storms out here in the Midwest, and everywhere else, it's boring and hot. That's kind of the pattern that we're in. So, referred to as a northwest flow pattern. I'll tell you what, it almost looks like this is dying, and this is becoming a hook echo. This is a weird storm, to say the least. But we're starting to see a pickup in the velocities there. So again, if you're in Raven, or to the east of Raven, northeast of Raven, make sure you're in your tornado safe spot. If you're not tuning in, a tornado warning now issued for east central Brown County. Remains in effect for the next 32 minutes here. At 9:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 12 miles south of Ainsworth, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. Hazard tornado and golf ball-sized hail. Remember, this storm has a history of producing a tornado and reportedly a strong tornado, so watch out if you're out ahead of this thing, for sure, obviously. We also may have an increased pocket of damaging winds where our hail core is. The hail core seems to be getting bigger again, so this storm actually may be picking up a little bit once more. We've been watching one supercell pretty much all stream long so far. And our storm in Tennessee is now warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds, because why not? So this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning now going out for northeastern Dixon, central Montgomery, northern Cheatham, and southwestern Robertson counties. As of 1 minute ago, this has gotten upgraded. So 70-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail can be expected with this storm. So if you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, we prefer you to get indoors and in the middle of your house, preferably on the lowest floor of the building, because this is the kind of storm that does knock over trees. It knocks out power. In fact, it did in Christian County, Kentucky. It knocked out 1,100 customers' power. And again, they think that this storm is strengthening. And looking at the velocities, I 100% agree with that. Wow. This is elevated, keep in mind, but we're measuring wind gusts up to 75 miles an hour, half a degree into the atmosphere here. So again, the surface winds could be 65 to 70 miles an hour with that. So if you're in this area, please, at the very least, get indoors. Make sure you're staying awake for that. That's a storm you'll want to watch, just to be safe. What's up, Jew? But again, the main thing that we're watching still is this tornado-warned storm here in Brown County. And this is in central Nebraska. Or sorry, this is in northern Nebraska. What am I saying? Again, we have a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over here. The rotation looks to have died, though, again, on the last scan. Again, this storm is being interesting. I think whenever it gets rid of this, we'll start to see, again, that tornado threat increase there. With this brand new hook echo, it's just kind of a hook replacement cycle here, so. A little bit of a handoff. Anyway. I'm curious, where are you at that it's morning time? You said good morning. Where's it morning time? It'd be morning time in the United Kingdom. It'd be 10:46 a.m. Don't ask me how I know that off the top of my head, but I do. But yeah, we'll keep watching this storm here, obviously. What does the old hook echo go up? It's just a replacement cycle. Once again, originally it did look more natural, but now it's kind of curling back into the storm here. It's 4:47 a.m. Wow. That's crazy. Yep, 9:47 p.m. out here in the area that we're tracking storms. Not much else to really say, though. But again, we definitely could see a tornado with this storm. Yeah, no problem. Again, it's trying to hook out a little bit. The new hook's not nearly as impressive as the old one, though, because again, the old one did actually produce what was reportedly a strong tornado. Reportedly, not reportably, sorry. But again, enhanced risk of severe weather. Okay, I'm not crazy. Never mind, I am crazy. I have the day 2 outlook on. I was kind of looking confused earlier. If you noticed that, I was like, did they do another SPC update? Because they don't do SPC updates at this time normally. But no, I had the wrong outlook out. So, yeah. I had the day 2 outlook pulled up instead of the day 1 outlook, so that's great. I am crazy. Let's check out everybody's favorite AI forecasting tool, or at least my favorite AI forecasting tool, NATOcast. This is interesting, alright? NATOcast being aggressive. 5% tornado risk for portions of north central Nebraska. That would be in the Ainsworth area where we have our supercell, and they predicted that 6 hours ago, so good for them, honestly. It is scary, very scary how accurate they're getting. More and more accurate by the day, it feels like, even though they're not changing anything about it, really. You're good. Day 3 outlook looks interesting. Yeah, I think Day 3 will probably go enhanced. We do have a slight risk out right now for portions of the Ohio River Valley. Mainly east central Illinois, central Indiana, northeastern Kentucky, and southwestern Ohio. This goes all the way from near the Ohio-West Virginia state line back towards the Ottawa area. North to south, it goes from Fort Wayne back down towards the Bloomington jungle area, Bedford, in Indiana there. Do I know Estofex? I don't. Is that a person or is that a tool? European Storm Forecast Experiment. Okay. So that's like the SPC. Obviously in Europe they don't get storms quite as big, so it's not nearly as aggressive. They don't even have outlooks that go to what the Storm Prediction Centers does, but yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad you guys have something you can use out there in Europe, obviously. Wow. So our storm is now hooking out again for sure. I will say, props to the Thedford radar. We are getting scans like every single minute. I mean, it's ridiculous. We just had a 950 scan. Now we got a 951. I mean, it's amazing. And part of that is because we have a tornadic thunderstorm that had a history of producing a strong tornado, but still, even during like Torreys, they usually don't even update the radar of the site this much. But that's your area of rotation right now. It's popping back up. It is. So again, I'd be watching out, taking shelter if I'm in Raven northeastward. They should extend this tornado warning pretty soon. I'm glad they kept it in effect. But the new tornado warning would likely look something like this. I believe whenever you get to the next county over, it's not NWS North Platte territory anymore, so they'd probably have to we'd see if the National Weather Service, whatever this area is, issued a tornado warning. Is that North Platte? I don't know. Somebody let me know. It just feels like they're issuing warnings purposely only in NWS, in this county here. But that may just be because that's, for the most part, where the storm is. So we'll see. Yeah, that rotation is getting impressive again. It is. We could see another tornado out of this. And if we did have a tornado, it would be right there northeast of Raven. Over Hagen Lake. Or to the west of Hagen Lake, anyway. This would be in the mountains of north-central Nebraska. Or the hills of north-central Nebraska, I guess. They're probably just hills, not mountains, but... You want to travel in the U.S., the next year's... You think you want to travel in 2028 or 2030? It's the first time. Nice. Alright, let's see what this velocity couple looks like on the next scan here. Should be located right in there. The velocities really haven't looked impressive for the entirety of this tornadic storm's life cycle. Even when it had a strong tornado on the ground, it wasn't anything insanely crazy. I mean, they were stronger than this, obviously, but just barely. It's kind of the second strongest they've looked in this Supercell's entire lifetime. And this Supercell's been going for hours, guys. We've been live for almost an hour now, basically just covering one storm, one Supercell. Our Tennessee storm is still considerable, by the way. If you're in Pleasant Valley, Ashland City, it's probably starting to get a bit gusty, but if you're in Cumberland, Furness, Cheap Hill, Chapmansboro, it is about to get very windy very fast, if it hasn't already. Rotation don't looking really strong, but they had one, I think. Had what? One what? I mean, the rotation, yeah, it's not super impressive, but again, it hasn't been this entire time, so. Again, the most impressive thing about this Supercell is the reflectivity. Even if this storm wasn't really rotating at all in velocities, or it wasn't apparent, this would still be enough to tornado warn this storm, just that on its own. And now we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Nashville. Considerable 70-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. If you're in Nashville, we need you to get at the very least indoors, but preferably in the middle of your house. But, you know, if you're about to go to bed, it's fine. Just stay awake for this, but if you don't want to go into the middle of your house, if you're all cozied up in bed, obviously that's fine, you're not going to die, but it's, you know, just a safety precaution that we like to take. Now, if that was like 80 or 90-mile-an-hour winds, we'd be a bit more urgent saying you need to do that, but since it's 70, it's kind of right on the fence. You know, what do you do for 70-mile-an-hour winds? It's debatable. Do you take shelter? Do you get indoors? Do you sit on the front porch and watch the storm? Because that's what I did today, but my storm was only 60, so who am I to say? It's crazy the difference between 60-mile-an-hour winds and 80-mile-an-hour winds. 60-mile-an-hour winds cause localized damage with trees having some lost limbs. How do I draw a tree? Wow, that's hooking out. Hold on, I gotta finish my little drawing here. But yeah, trees lose some limbs. But when you have 80-mile-an-hour winds, only 20-mile-an-hour more. Quick math. That's whenever you start talking about, you know, trees being snapped. You're talking about power lines being snapped. By the way, my storm did end up snapping a few power lines. If you watch my storm vlog this morning, it was only warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds, but there were multiple reports later in its lifetime of 60 plus, like this 63-mile-an-hour wind, 65, or sorry, this 63 was from the same storm. Okay. But yeah, 60s, 65, maybe even 70-mile-an-hour winds at isolated spots, my storm. Unfortunately, there's no wind gust reports near my area, but I'm telling you, it was insane. Again, if you haven't watched that video, please check it out. I risked my life for that video. But anyway. Dude, I don't know if I'm going to get a storm again like that this year. That might genuinely be the strongest storm I've had all year so far. Okay, new tornado warning has now just been issued, and it does include this county. Okay. Southwestern Rock County, southeastern Brown County, you are now under a tornado warning. Seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, away from windows in an interior room. This includes Johnson's Corner. Get to your safe spot. If you're in a mobile home, you need to evacuate and find a more substantial shelter. Johnson's Corner is just the intersection of Pine Road and Cattleman Road. An extremely rural area that we're talking about here, luckily. In fact, the population of this warning polygon here, let me pull it up really quickly. The population of this warning polygon hasn't popped up on X yet. That's great. Way to make me look stupid. I think I did that to myself, but you switch the ACC. Okay. What is that? Is that something I'm supposed to know what it is? Man, I mean, this is a nasty Supercell. That nasty looking hook echo. Get inflow. I'll tell you what. This storm, if you take it on its side, if you tilt your head sideways, tilt your device sideways, whatever. Oh, a count. Okay, gotcha. It looks like it's got a big fat belly here. I mean, it's that's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Again, golf ball sized hail and a possible tornado with that storm there. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we've been live for an hour now covering this one supercell, and it's not looking like we're going to be done anytime soon. Like I said, we've got a long night ahead of us, guys. So we'll keep a watch. This line of storms in Georgia is massive. It stretches across the entire state, being just barely sub-severe. 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I mean, if it was 10 miles an hour higher across this line, boom. The entire part of central Georgia here under a severe warning at that point, because all these special weather statements mention 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So, anyway. Again, W Thedford radar. You had a long night? Yeah. Yeah, I just realized I forgot it's morning for you. Yeah, you're staying up late if you, unless you're just now waking up, then, you stayed up pretty late. So again, that's a rotation there. That would be northeast of Raven, east-northeast of Raven, southwest of the Hagen Lake. Heading southeastward again towards Johnson's Corner, and eventually we're gonna get into a slightly, just a little bit more of a populated area. Still pretty rural, but we're starting to get into some more, well, at least population centers here. Okay, never mind. These are just names. Okay, so Rose looks to have a few buildings along Highway 183 there, that little spot. But, jeez, is this an unpopulated region of the United States? Holy cow, dude. This is about as rural as it gets, guys. Let's check out, is the new tour warning out on X yet? It is. Took a little while. Yeah, the population of this new warning polygon is literally only 43, so if you're one of the 43 people out here, seek shelter now. Will more cells come later? Absolutely. I think for the most part it's going to be a line of storms later, but right now, these are just, I mean, this is a discrete supercell. I can't say these, but, I mean, if we had 10 of these, we'd be talking about a major tornado outbreaks. Again, even just this one, don't forget, it produced what was supposedly a strong tornado. At the very least, it was a tornado on the ground. What's up, Braden? But, again, very impressive supercell still, and it's looked almost the exact same. Well, not the exact same throughout its life cycle, but an hour ago when we started this stream, it looked almost the exact same as it does now. Again, that's crazy. Maybe it looked a little more impressive back then, but again, a little more impressive was a strong tornado, so what is it doing now? That's what we're worried about, you know? Not quite too sure, because even if this was a tornado on the ground, there'd be no debris out here for this to pick up, so we wouldn't see anything on the correlation coefficient, obviously. Okay, the hook's curling back in, so that's good news, but it could just be going through a cycling phase there. So watch out for that, obviously. Let's go back to our Nashville storm. It's the only severe thunderstorm warning we have left. Wow. Wowzers. This area's already gotten hit by so many storms over the past few days. I feel so bad. They've been getting all the remnants of all these big events here over the past several days. We have more tornado warnings than we do severe thunderstorm warnings. That's interesting. Not too often that happens. Let's go check out our storm in Nebraska, because it's probably got a new radar scan already. It doesn't. What a shock. I'm being serious. 10:02, 10, 9:58, 9:56, 9:55, 9:53, 9:51, 9:50, 9:47, 9:45, 9:43, 9:42, 9:41, 9:39. Like, they have been consistent, I tell ya. Very consistent indeed. Do I live in the slight risk? I do. I just realized whenever I was saying all those times, I kept going, I look like such a clown sometimes. I don't even notice it. I don't even realize what I'm doing, but I just do it. So get a little bit of broad rotation there, approaching Johnson's Corners, or Johnson's Corner. Apparently he only has one corner. But crash. Make sure to come back tomorrow. I'm here every day for more comedy. See, like, why do I rub my face like that? Like, what am I doing? Somebody tell me. You think I'd be able to tell myself, but no. Wow. Let's look at our Nashville storm velocity. Yeah, so up here near Pleasant View, very high pocket of winds, obviously. Again, approaching downtown Nashville. So we'll watch that again. Nashville is included in that considerable severe thunderstorm warning, so your emergency alerts may have went off, but obviously James Pettis is in that warning. He said, "Welp, here we go, y'all. Pray for the power to stay on." Like, what am I doing here? Okay. I'm done, I promise. Done doing weird stuff? No. Done talking about it? Yes. What's it like in the USA? I don't know. I don't know what to point out, because I don't know what it's like in your area, so I don't know what would be different. You know? I do think that it has a lot of stereotypes that aren't true, but like, people outside of the United States think that like, they say, oh, this is what every person looks like. They, carry a loaded shotgun everywhere. Like, no. It's really just, I don't want to call it chill, but it's more chill than you would think. But I think we get a lot of stereotypes that we don't deserve. So again, this storm is hooking out quite a bit, actually. Still. Like, it has been for over an hour now. Actually, longer. It was just an hour ago that it produced this stupid thing. Right whenever we started stream, just before we started stream is actually when the report got sent in, but the warning didn't get updated until just after, so. Anyway. In Germany, we had sometimes thunderstorms and supercells, but not so strong and photogenic. Fly rare tornado. Really rare tornadoes, maybe 20 to 50 per year. Wow. Yeah, in the United States, we get about 1,500 tornadoes annually. On a slow year, we'll get 1,000. On an active year, we'll get 2,000. It's just one of those things. This year is a fast year, or an active year, whatever you want to call it. We've already had almost 1,500 tornadoes, which again is usually the average that we get all year. We're halfway through the year and we have that. So, we're a little over half, but anyway. Pecos Hank or Freddie McKinney, who's more goated? I'm going to have to go with Pecos Hank just because he's the OG, but Freddie McKinney is really good. But it's not really a competition. I mean, Pecos Hank was on El Reno. Freddie McKinney was on, Rolling Fork. Like, it's not the same. You watch the April 27th outbreak. Yeah, that is widely regarded as the biggest tornado outbreak in the history of the world. Again, most EF5s in one day, most tornadoes in one day. Many major population centers got hit. Based? Am I based? I've been enjoying this stream, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of chill. Even though we've had serious stuff going on, it's nice just to lay back whenever we don't have serious stuff going on. But again, there's going to be a time in this stream, most likely, once more, where we're going to have to get serious again, so might as well enjoy things now. Again, the beginning was pretty uptight, and we may see that again later this stream, so right now, this is the relaxation period. April 27th, yes, 1200 SRH. The significant tornado parameter values, I don't even know what to say. And again, it's not like it affected, one state. It was kind of everywhere. I mean, it was, Northeast, Midwest, Deep South. I mean, everybody got hit hard here in the eastern United States from that outbreak. Not just with severe weather, but almost everybody that got hit saw tornadoes. It was crazy. But yeah, I believe April 27, 2011 was the biggest outbreak in the history of, recorded history. You could make a case for the 1974 super outbreak, but yeah, I don't agree with that. I think 2011 was way, way, way more impressive. And it's not like 2011 just had April 27th. You also had Joplin, Missouri. You had so many massive events in 2011. They got more EF5s in one day than we've had in over a decade. We haven't had any in over a decade. People say that's the NWS's fault, but I mean, it's a good thing that we haven't had any. I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing. It's just surprising. Like, I want to see a 500-mile-per-hour tornado touchdown, but I want it to be in a grassland. I want it to touch down in the most rural spot ever. And I don't even want there to be farmland that it hits, because that still, destroys crops. I want to see a massive, violent wedge tornado touchdown in, the tippity tops of the mountains here. Somebody's going to cut that out and just take the part where I said I want to see a massive, violent wedge tornado touchdown and take it out of context. What do you think about the 2007 Greensburg tornado and the 2020 Bassfield? Greensburg, Kansas was... It wasn't that... Wait. Okay, sorry, I was getting mixed up. Sorry. Greensburg, some people say, was the strongest ever. And again, it's... Once you start talking about Greensburg, El Reno, Greenfield, there's a big debate. Tri-State, which one's the strongest ever? We don't really know. Greenfield has the highest recorded wind gust. Tri-State was the longest tracking. El Reno was the widest. I mean, they all have their own record. But yeah. 2020 Bassfield, I was not interested in weather quite yet at that point, and I'm not sure. I know what the tornado is, but I don't know enough about it to really give a take. Let's see here. It was an EF4, right? Yeah. During the 2020 Easter Day tornado outbreak. Deep South got hit hard. It's the biggest tornado outbreak we've had in the recent years, anyway. Oh, I don't know, though. March 31st, 2020 was pretty bad. Or 2023. 2020, what am I yapping about? What had more tornadoes? 2020 Easter Sunday or March 31st? March 31st, wow. Easter Sunday had 141, March 31st had 46. We may not see anything ever ever again in we'll probably see something like 2011 at some point again, but maybe not in our lifetimes, right? Was Bassfield really over 2 miles wide? We had that one in Arkansas that was almost 2 miles wide this year. Widest tornado ever. Gets completely overlooked because one, it was an widest Arkansas tornado ever, not widest tornado ever. Sorry if I said that. It gets overlooked because we've had so many other crazy tornadoes here this year, and also because it was only an EF3. But I think it's mostly because we've had other crazy tornadoes this year, because El Reno was only an EF3, and they give that all the attention, so... Anyway. Excuse me. Why am I doing this? Okay, sorry, I said I wouldn't talk about it anymore. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have an ongoing tornado warning for portions of Brown, as well as rock counties here in Nebraska. This tornado warning does include the Johnson's Corner area. Storm is also going to be approaching Duff over the next several minutes. So if you're included in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, in an interior room, and away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, evacuate, find a more substantial shelter. If you cannot, lie flat in a ditch. That goes the same for if you're driving in a vehicle. I don't know what else you'd be driving, but... Anyway... the stream's just going to be titled, like, the historic July 30th never-ending Supercell. This Supercell could legitimately go for a couple more hours. It really could. I don't see anything at all stopping it. And it's been, again, the same intensity pretty much the whole time over the past few hours. Make sure it's recycled a bunch. It's had strong points, it's had weak points. Right now we're at a weak point, but it'll get strong again here pretty soon, I think. By the time it probably gets to the Rock-Brown County line, I think we'll see some intensification again, just a guess. Again, if we do get a tornado, it would go right through Johnson's Corner, so that area there. Again, luckily nobody actually lives there, but that's kind of a general idea of where it would go. At the intersection of Cattleman Road and also Pine Road. They have to give every road intersection out here a name, or else you're not going to know where you're at. Traveling southeast at 15 miles an hour. It's a slow-moving supercell for sure. Even though it's been going for over an hour, multiple hours actually, it's been in the same county, for over an hour. So, over an hour and a half actually. Imagine what would happen if April 27th, 2011 didn't go high risk. The SPC would get flamed. That's what would happen. The SPC would be dead. They'd be not trusted anymore. People get mad at Greenfield, Iowa for not being on a high-risk day. In all fairness, it's easy to sit here and say, oh, there was an EF4, should have been a high risk. They didn't know there was going to be an EF4, smarty pants. Random viewer that I'm arguing with, that I'm making up in my head. But still, I do think that people on Twitter were saying it should have been an EF4 even before Greenfield happened. Or, sorry, high risk before Greenfield happened. Yeah, they said Greenfield should be an EF4 before Greenfield happened. What am I talking about? The 26th of April was not a high risk, but they had so many strong tornadoes. Yeah, but again, it's easy to sit here and say, they should have issued a high risk after the storms have already happened. Nobody expected there to be an EF4 on April 26th, but there was. You're in Roman stream for a bit? Yeah, I know he's live too. So, if you guys are switching back and forth, that's obviously alright. But yeah, there have been so many intense tour outbreaks this year. What's been the craziest one? Probably April 26th. You can make a case for May 21st, May 6th, May 7th, May 8th, May 9th. Not a joke. All those days were impressive. So again, still just watching the supercell here as it progresses southeastward. Let's see, do we have any new updates here from the SPC in terms of watches or mesoscales or anything? Look at that, it's been a while since we heard that sound. It's just an extension for our Nashville storm. Downtown Nashville, still in a considerable severe. You need to get indoors now if you're not already. The wind is about to get heavy. Heavy fast. No new updates from the SPC in a long time. This is a chill period of weather and an intense period of weather at the same time. We have a tornado warning. We have severe warnings, considerable ones. But yet, there's just no new updates on them, so just sitting here chilling. Yeah, I mean, if you're a weather enthusiast, though, I feel good for Nashville people, but if you're not, I feel bad because you got hit with storms earlier tonight and yesterday. Like, this morning and this afternoon, it's been crazy out there, so pray for all you guys. Hope you're doing okay. Sorry, I know I'm zooming all over the place here. So this cell looks to be intensifying again. As soon as it gets rid of whatever this is, it's gonna, again, strengthen a lot. So again, we're gonna hope that it stays there and just kills this cell entirely, just rips it to pieces, but, I mean, it won't rip it to pieces, but hopefully it gets rid of the tornado threat for the time being, but yeah. When was the last time we saw a wind-driven high-risk? I think there's only been one time we saw a wind-driven high-risk, or 2 times. I don't know. But, yeah. I'm tired. Getting hit today maybe 2 or 3 times. Nice. If you like storms. Not nice if you don't like storms. I have to keep remembering to put myself in other people's shoes. Most people don't like storms, so I have to say aw whenever they are going to get a storm. Because most people are not like me. They're not crazy like I am. But yeah, that's my average day-to-day conversation with most people. Looks like it's gonna rain. Yes! Why would you say yes? I mean, aw. And again, I don't like storms that, like, hurt people, but yeah. Again, I want to see, like I said, I want to see a wedge tornado. I want it to be in a grass field, not even a cornfield, because that still destroys crops. It hurts people's, financial state. In a field of grass, I want to see the strongest tornado ever. I want to see a mega wedge touchdown. I want it to be violent. I want it to ground scour so that it leaves marks. Again, you can take that out of context so easily right there and make a Davis's Weather Exposed video, but I wonder if I'll see the SPC pull out the blue Sharpie in my lifetime. Yeah. Again, I don't want to see people get hurt, obviously. I don't want to see a ton of damage. I mean, I want to see my area get damaged because it's cool. But I want it to only affect me. I still don't want it to affect other people like my friends. Like, that flagpole getting knocked today was probably the coolest thing that's happened to me all summer. As sad as that sounds. It's been a good summer, it has. It's just been relatively... it's been me streaming. That's what it's been. But I've enjoyed it. Not been going outside as much, I'll admit. By the way, school, obviously... Nobody wants to talk about this, oh my goodness, but school's going to be starting again soon, at least for me. So, for the next few weeks, we'll still be doing this crazy stream schedule. Actually, I do have band camp starting next week. So, there goes my freedom, guys. But my streaming schedule should still be relatively open then, just not quite as open as it is now, when I can stream whatever, or whenever. So, it'll be like that next week, and then 2 weeks later... things are going to start going back to where I can only stream in the afternoon and evenings. I'm sorry, but that's just how it's going to be. I'm going into high school. I'm going to be a freshman. So. Again, like, whatever this is... If this storm wants to succeed, it needs to shake off all this crap on the hook. Like, it sounds weird, but I'm being serious. You know what? Let's do something crazy. Let's do something wild here. Since we're just looking at this one Supercell, we're not going to be bouncing around everywhere. Let's do this. Quad box, baby. I always forget, you're not going to be able to see the bottom left one, though, so we'll just change this to correlation coefficient. And then we'll change this to whatever I want to see, but it's not necessary for you guys to see. Alrighty. Zoom out a little bit here. Perfect view. So again, while we have this up, people can look at the storm, right? But we can just sit here and chill, you know. Finish the regular school, but you're going to school for business and steer, etc. Guarantee someone will make a scene of Davis's weather got exposed. Fun fact, you were born 83 days before the April 27th super outbreak. Wow. I was born quite a bit before the super outbreak, over a year before. But obviously 1-year-old Davis wasn't interested in storms yet, so wasn't truly able to appreciate the greatness. Probably didn't even know what a storm was when the super outbreak happened. And the tornado warning's gone. Okay, so you can leave shelter if you want there in Nebraska. Since we don't have any ongoing tornadoes warnings or destructive severe thunderstorm warnings, I think that means we can end our live coverage here. If you guys did enjoy our streams today, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, it's been an active night. I really thought it was going to pick up again soon, but for right now, we're good. So again, thank you all for tuning in to this live stream, and I'll see you guys all